Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be previewing today's meeting at the Vaal, as well as tomorrow's meeting at Fairview. The reason for that is that I'm being admitted to the hospital tomorrow, the 19th of February, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, where I will be undergoing the big operation to remove cancers that I have. And I'm not sure when I will be discharged. So what I'm doing is I'm doing today's and tomorrow's video. And then later today, I will post the video for Saturday and Sunday's racing. And then on Monday, we'll see how I am and what's going on. Hopefully, they'll just keep me a day or so there for observation. But I'm not sure what state I'm going to be after the operation, so it might be that you might miss selections for Monday, maybe Tuesday, but I'll try my level best to give you my selections, as I know that you guys do depend, some of you, on my selections to make your selections. And I'm not the type of guy who just don't deliver. I'm proud of what I'm doing, so I'd rather put in the effort and make sure you get your selections. So we kick off here the Vaal today at 12:45 with a Work Riders maiden plate. Let's have a look at the betting. I apologize for this. As you know, as you've seen before, I had it all set up, but this computer's got its own mind. Right, here we have the first time a 7-2, Wisden Fascinada 4-1, 9-2, Dean Angelo 9-2, Freezing Fast, Justice Reach 11-1, Saruk 11-1, 14-1, Sagai Fluorescent 14-1, 22-1, and better the rest. I see number 5 is now scratching. Guys, what I did was I did my selections yesterday already, so and then I'm doing the video like today. And I see the money keeps on coming for this number 13, Wisdom. He is shortened considerably in the betting. So I don't know if the word is out on the first timer or not, but you have to decide once you see the horse in the parading. So let's go for and see. My first selection in this race is number 16. Now, guys, you know, this number 16 is ridden by Machuela. Machuela last week, one of our outsiders who had very little form. But for those guys who don't know this jockey Machuela, he went to the Jockey Academy for a year or two. He never finished it. So he is a very accomplished jockey, and you can certainly see in his riding, he does make a big difference on a horse. And here we have a Jotbot filly. Now, as I said to you in the past, that I am of the opinion, that I sometimes I treat lightly where the horses run a good first race, but then sometimes they don't follow up with the second race. But there are exceptions to the rule, and I think maybe number 16 might be exception to the rule because this horse ran third in a very strong maiden plate. As you can see, there was 4 runners and a winner already, and I think there was another winner after that as well. And so one has to take notice of that. And Machuela rode him the first time. His 400 to finish time was all right, 24.5. That's reasonable for the first timer. And I think number 16 will be definitely one of the horses that will be there when the photos are taken. Now, I just want to quickly have a look at this first timer. Where is he? Here we have its Wisdom as a Willow Magic by Vaal. So that might give him a sprinting because Willow Magic did win sprints, and we all know Vaal can breed the sprinters. And he has got also accomplished Dry Down Stream Mabaya. So I'm not sure whether this is the business, but keep an eye out for that. So my other outsider selection is number 3, Freezing Past. Yanni Borman, I really do hope that this gentleman, he's quite you know him for many, many years, and he's got a heart of gold, old Yanni, and I really do hope that he will get a winner soon. Um, this horse ran second behind Battle Force, and Battle Force was like a penalty kick. Now in a maiden, and has run before, and also in a strong maiden, because God's Wood has also won again. And this horse is getting to form slowly, so this horse can definitely be a contender when the photos are taken. So watch out for that one. And then my other outsider selection is number 15, which is Saruk Sean Terry with his usual jockey. This jockey knows what it's all about. Yeah, this horse has had 4 runs, close fourth to Path of the Stars, but has been running there and down and bouts. I'm not sure last time out what happened. It says here slow hanging, but before that was ease, switched, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. So number 15, Sanook, maybe a horse that you want to include in all your play. And then let's look at number 8, which is Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades did run on Saturday, where it was 6-5 lengths behind Blue Eyes, which I think was also a bit of a strongish field. So certainly in with a chance, but not my first choice in this race. Then after that, there's not many. Just as Rich, you might want to include. And number 1, Dean Angelo, also a horse that you can't leave out, has been running well, four thirds in a row. I don't know the jockey. I don't know his ability. I haven't seen his name. And maybe, I don't know if this is his first ride. We just quickly check. Yeah, we can just quickly check what is the situation. Orange. Yeah, certainly. This is his first ride. Wow, that might be a thing if he can get a winner on his first ride. So keep an eye out for that. As I said, I don't know how his ability is, but Dean Angelo definitely not without a chance. Then we move on to race number 2, which is another maiden plate over 1,200 meters for fillies and mares. Just make a note, we are on a normal turf course today, not the classic course. So the 1,200 meters is down the straight. And here the betting is number 1, Future Lady, 12 to 10, bet out of Vaal, 9 to 2, Manira, 10 to 1, 10 to 1, whatever you like, 16 to 1, Sabrina Fairchild, Broadway Babe, Lucy in the Sky, Extravert, 18 to 1, 20 to 1, Bedouin Bride, 20 to 1, Night Girl, and 25 to 1, and longer the rest. So here in this race, I think number 1, Future Lady, is the one to beat. Candace Dawson stable. The horse has run very nice races in all 3 of his races. Was beaten by the stable companion Showdown Kid, but Showdown Kid had to, fight hard for the victory. It's a brief raindrop late. Look for Ferraris on board. Then ran behind Immiscible Bear and then ran behind Mode. And initially I thought that Mode form is not going to be strong, but surprisingly there's 7 runners and 2 wins. And Mode actually even placed after that. This horse is also very well bred. But I think they're bringing it back to the 1,200 meters, which might be a better move. So outside of selections, I'm going for number 3, Broadway Babe, who also ran on Saturday, and that was 5.25 lengths behind Differentiate. But I know that he was in the vanguard, but faded late. So with that run under the belt, can certainly be involved in the finish. Then number 9 is Lucy in the Sky. That's my other outsider selection. Yeah, this horse ran well in both his runs. He ran a credible 7-6 lengths behind Queen J, which was a horse that came out first time. Also, the jockey lost his stirrup. And I see that was in the work riders. And then Genie last time out on Jam Fancy, running at 23.7, 400 to finish. Certainly, that's a good time. Kept on for third. Now going 1,200 meters, and that might make a difference. We have here a first timer from Michael the Cock, but it do seems that the horse might be bred for a little bit further, but watch out for betting support. Also, Nitro Girl, a first timer with Sean Terry. You know, the problem with Sean Terry is he's a great trainer, but sometimes you're not always sure about the first timers, whether they can perform or not, and it makes it difficult to form an opinion because he can get them ready to win first time out. I do see there's a number of first timers in this field, and yeah, it might be a surprise. So if I were you, I'll tread lightly in this race. If you don't go for the favorite, I think there's a lot of other horses that has got chances. Also, dance contest can probably also improve. Back out of Vaal is definitely a horse that I think has got a huge chance. I did fancy it last time to win, but it was beaten by Duchess of Now. And something broke here. I can't see what he's broke through. Oh, he broke through the stalls and had to be reloaded. So also 7 Bet Arabelle, certainly a horse that can also be content in the finish. Then here we have number 6, Extravert. Extravert also shows a lot of pace and has got a jockey of the day on board, Samanga Gumala. So I'm sure he's going to go to the front and try and skip away. But I'm confident that number 1 will be able to run him down or even sit up front with him. But hopefully then they don't cut each other's throats. So let's move on to race number 3. Now, race number 3 is one of these maiden handicaps, which I'm not a big favor of over 2,000 meters for fillies and mares. That makes it even more difficult because fillies and mares can be exceptionally difficult to sometimes get it right. Here we have number 1, Irish Willow. Even money. Mirren 15-4. Wedding Bliss 4-1. Electric Boots 8-1. Perfect Passion 14-1. Wishing Air 20-1. Grace Lou 33-1. 66-1. And longer the rest. Now, guys, I can tell you that I will not be taking the even money on this horse, because this horse is far open than even money on the favorite. Yes, the favorite can win, but I have seen before, and I say it time and again, weight stops a train. This horse is giving weight to a lot of horses and some serious weight. They are all maidens. Some of them are very limited in capabilities, but from a low weight can certainly surprise. Therefore, my selection in this race is number 7, Grace Lou, Coup de Gras by Avami. This horse is only carrying 51, getting 9 kilograms from the favorite. And this horse has shown some ability. 2 runs back, running 2.5 lengths behind Flower Season. Late progress over the 1,800 meters. And last time out was comprehensively beaten by Cherry Potts, but still managed to run 4th, slow into stride. He ran on behind winning Queen, slow, lost 1 length. One of these days, this horse is not going to be slow away, and he's going to sit up there and he's going to win a race. And I think today can be one of those races that he can definitely improve. He was behind this horse number 6, Visionaire, which I went for last time, but he didn't show. But then they were level weights. Now there's a significant turnaround in weight, so I think Visionaire might battle to turn it around with Grace Lou, because it is 51, 3.5 kilogram difference for just over 3 lengths beating. So I'm thinking, sure, Grace Lou definitely going to be, if this horse can finish. Therefore, that is my other outsider selection, is Visionaire, because of that run. and also only carrying 54.5. And my other outsider selection is a loony selection, which you guys probably gonna kill yourself holding your stomach when you fall off the chair laughing. Is number 9, Keys by Fire. Now this horse is bred for the longer distance. It's by Straight, by Baroon Mare, Bridal Lace. Bridal Lace has won a few, but this horse is only carrying 50 kilograms, getting 10 kilograms from the top weight in a maiden plate and showing improvement in his last race. I was actually thinking of tipping it first, but then I thought, no, you guys are going to laugh at me. Tipping a 66-1 winner. So Keys by Fire, I think, doesn't, maybe put it in your quartets and trifectas. Maybe it's not realistic to think that it can win, but I think it can surely improve on its runs. Then obviously number 1 is In With a Chance, Irish Willow. Electric Boots has also shown some promise, but I'm not sure if the 2,000 meter is going to suit number 2 Electric Boots. I've got a feeling, because if you look here on the longer distance, nothing to come, handy, no finish. I'm not sure if the 1800, the 2000 is going to suit. Here we have Mirren, and here again, I think Mirren, the 2,000 meters will suit. So most probably you want to put that in your pick 6. My pick 6, I've got I think 7 horses in the first league. Here you have Lucky the Larkers of Wedding Bliss, who also improved. And looking at this breeding Futura, Brandon Nunn by Western Winter, surely the 2,000 meters is going to suit this horse. That is for sure. Then you have Perfect Passion, who's also shown some form here and there. So in my mind, definitely, I think a very open race. It's not a clear-cut banker race, that is for sure. So let's move on to race number 4. Another maiden handicap over 2,000 meters. Here the betting is as follows. Number 7, Unis, Apollo, 2-1, Soldier Song, 92, Light Without, 8-1, Fast Draw, 11-2, 11-1, 11-1, Parifax, 12-1, Twin Turbo, Mr. Blue Sky, and 16-1 and longer the rest. So here in race 4, my first selection is number 7, which is Oris Apollo, only carrying 56.5. Did improve last time, and by all accounts, it does look as if the 2,000 meters would favor this horse, as you can see here, he stayed on. I did fancy it on this run behind Double Martini, and it was staying on, so maybe a good and solid selection here, number 7. Then I like the look of number 8, Parallax, Vercingetorix by Lateral Mare, Craig Zakian board. I'm sure this horse also, the 2,000 meters will suit, so also a horse that you need to include. Then number 12 is Twin Turbo, Flower Alley by Western Winter Mare. You can bet your bottom dollar that the 2,000 meters will suit this horse, but unfortunately from draw 16, but only carrying 53. That is the stable companion to number 7. So maybe it might be worth your while taking the exacta. But with the long straight on the Vaal, I've got no problem with the draw 16 because, they're probably going to try and go and set 3rd or 4th of this horse from a deep draw, get him to run on at the end. Then we want to go to number 1, which is also a horse that you cannot leave out. Luke Ferraris on board, drawn 13, Silvano by Casey Tips Mare, definitely 2,000 meters, has run a good race on 2,000 meters at Turpentine a while ago, and behind what you see, and has been there and thereabouts, the 2nd and the 3rd last time out, slow, always running on from behind, so the draw shouldn't be a problem, but also a horse that can include. Another horse, but which I don't have in my pick 6, but if you go wide, maybe to include one of these days, fast draw is going to get it all together and find themselves in the #1 box. Then we move on to the next race, which is race number 5, which is a fillies and mares 76 handicap over 1,200 meters. Class C, average meter rating 75. Here the betting is the 5th wave 13-2, Too Fat to Fly 7-1, 12 Oak 7-1, My Queen 7-1, Persiskika 17-2, Jammery 17-2, Emerald Coast 9-1, 9-1, Flowers Scotland 14-1. Now guys, my first choice in this race was #1, Too Fat to Fly. So yesterday when I did my selections, Too Fat to Fly was 18-1. Yes, you heard, 1-8, 18-1. This morning it's 7-1. So it shows like there was some serious money for this horse. So definitely a horse that you need to look out. So let's have a look at #1. You got your Class C average meter rating 75 over 1,200 meters. Too Fat to Fly. If you have a look here, this horse has been running 91s, 92s, 86, has been running over 78 and 79 C divisions, and he runs on his last 3 races, fastest 400 to finish in all of them. I think the 1,200 meter is too short, but going down a little bit in class, and this is not a very strong field, I'm sure that Too Fat to Fly can be definitely be content here in the finish. But it has been 1,027 days since this horse last won. But I remember distinctly that this horse has won over the 1,200 in Cape Town, and actually also, as you can see, ran and placed. Most probably the 1,400 meter will suit him better, but today, I believe that #1, Too Fat to Fly, can be a serious contender in this race. My outsider selections is #4, which is 12 Oaks. 12 Oaks also was 627 days, but is a 4-time winner, but it's been a long time between drinks. But this horse is also there and thereabouts, and as you can see, he's running against some strong up 82, 86, now finding himself in a 75, 80, 81, 83, 80. So this horse is down in class. Look for riders on board, and I think 12 Oaks today, a serious runner in this field. Maybe a stiff opportunity to Fat to Fly. Then down here at the bottom, I want to have a look at #11, Brooklyn Breach. Brooklyn Breach is also a horse that's been running against some here and there against some strong opposition, or has run in this class. But it seems like this horse, he's always in the money at ATM, because he's always, if not winning, he's always in the placings. And one of these days, you're going to manage to hold on. Brooklyn Breach, I think, also a serious contender. And there are other contenders. Flower of Scotland also improving, has been running against some decent opposition. Did win 2 in a row after the maiden. Definitely in with a chance. Samoa has been running well, Marvin on board. So Snow Symphony did win his maiden. So it's always difficult to judge what's going to happen after the maiden. So that might be awards that you want to include. Yes, #10, Madam Patrice, also ran last time in Natal, now back again in Gauteng, but also horse that can surprise and pick up this race, especially with Gavin Arena on board. Yes, #7, Jam Erie, did win his first race, nicely bred, and did won well, 24.4, slow game win, can also go in again. So all in all, a very open race. My Queen straight on board. This horse likes straight on. The fifth wave also in with chance, especially with the -4. Persica also ran second behind Capitalana. So all in all, a race 5, very difficult. I think the whole card today is actually difficult. Finding winners is going to be tough today. Then we have Class A 100 Progress Plate over 1,200 meters. The betting as follows. Number 1, MK Sprite, 12 to 10. Forever Mine, 18 to 10. Tropic Sun, 8 to 1. Almutana, 8 to 1. Visual 12 to 1. Caviar, 16 to 1. And 7, Dark Crystal, 33 to 1. Now, this is a very difficult decision to make. MK Sprite, obviously, is the boom horse. But remember, this is a graduation. It is a progress plate. Now, 3-year-olds get off 3 kilograms, so that's 7 points that you need to take off his merit rating. So on his merit rating of 112, you take off 7, he's down to 105, carrying 61. Now here at the bottom, he's running against a 99. So that's 105 is 6, which he must only get 3 kilograms. Caviar is carrying 51.5 minus 2.5. That is 51.5. Is 49. This horse is carrying 61. That's 11 kilograms over a distance which he did win one race, but that was in a Vaal and a maiden. Now running against stronger, all things pointing that that the distance might find him out. And the best Caviar, the horse that is the best is 16 to 1. I cannot believe this. I'm going to put money on 60 to 1. That is for sure. And then second best weighted is number 5. And if we have a look at number 5, only carrying 55 kilograms. And has also been running against stiffer opposition over further. But he broke his maiden over the 1160, beating Nobreeze, which is on his way to Europe to run there, who won a grade 1. I think I'm 100% sure that this longer distances was too short, too far. And you're going to find number 5 is going to love this distance. And Karen Murray on board. And I think my choices in this race is number 5 and number 6. MK Sprite can probably win this race. Wizardway is also a fast horse, but also carrying 60.5. Forever Mine, 3-year-old, carrying 58. Now, if you have a look at Caviar, you're going to maybe say I'm off my rockers, but this horse is a one-time winner. But if you look at the company this horse has been keeping, Basadi Faith, Miss Florida running second in Alan Robinson, which is a grade 1 behind Miss Florida on her day, then was off for a very long time, for nearly a year, ran 4th behind Cockney Pride, which was also a very good run against strong horses. Then came back behind Golden Bell, reared, and then ran behind War of Athena and Mary Gold. And I think today is going to be the peak run for this horse. And I'm looking for number 6, Caviar, to run a huge race on the 49 kilograms today. Definitely a horse that you need to include in your play today. But I am expecting also number 5, Almutar, to be there and thereabouts. There's other horses in chance. Tropic Sun, Lyle Hewitson also in with chance. And as I said, MK Sprite, but certainly a very interesting race to watch today. Then we move on to race number 7, which is a merited 90 handicap over 1200 meters, Class B, average merit rating 85. So let's have a look at the betting here. Here the betting is number 10, C, Veracent 7-2, Spanish Boy 4-1, State Trooper 8-1, Rock of Africa 8-1, Crown Garden 10-1, Urban Rock 12-1, Holy Man 12-1, Fitzwilliam 12-1, Written in Stoke 12-1, Rock the Globe 14, Certifiable 14, Loss of the Legend 33-1. Now, again, as I said before, this jockey, Solomon, is a very pointed jockey, and I believe he's only one winner away from losing the 2.5. So today might be the last day that he can utilize his -2.5. Now, if we have a look here, we're running here in a Class B 85. Now, if we have a look here at Rock the Globe, it looks as if the distance is too short for him. But he has run some nice races over 1200 meters here, behind Fire and Ice in a 91. Now it is as I said, we're running against a B85. So it is in a lower division. Here over the 1400 meters, he did show some pace. Then last time over the 93 and the 92, dog real risk taker. But now you look at Vaz Vicky, he also ran on fastest 400 to finish. Now, if this jockey can get this horse up there early in the race, I really think that Rock the Globe with the -2.5 can certainly be an upset in this race. So for me, upset number 1, Rock the Globe, Sean Terry horse. And then number 2, State Trooper. State Trooper is also a horse that ran 2 seconds and 3/3 over this course and distance. Also running down in class. Last time out ran in 108 against Chumchiri Run. Chumchiri Run again running on Saturday. Wizardway, Bold Reason, Chief of State. And I think State Trooper is certainly in with a huge chance in this race. Definitely a horse running down in class. Hasn't run in this type of class for a while. 85. You can see here, you can't find any 825s here in this, but I mean, look here, 106 Terra del Viego. And you can see distance category 20 runs, 5 wins, 3, and in class B, 7 runs, 2 wins. So certainly State Trooper, I think also a huge runner in this race. In my other outsider selection is number 12, Certifiable. Here at the bottom, only carrying 53.5. Certifiable also been running here behind Copper Mountain, Fitzwilliam, Carlos Champ, which I fancy has also got a good chance on Saturday. MK's Pride, Wizardway, Pewter's Promise, Certifiable. It's already a 7-time winner. Definitely not a donkey. And in other horses you want to look at is number 4, Spanish Boy. Also running there and thereabouts, that run a nice race behind Vaal, Reiki King, also in with a chance. But you'll find other horses also in with a chance. Urban Rock has got a chance. Holy Man, also a horse that can run well on his day. Fitzwilliam has won a nice race 2 runs back. Last of a Legend, maybe not today. Here's the favorite, C. Veracent. Did win a maiden and then was outclassed by Mount Paisley. But I can't see why this horse is favorite. Definitely not. He won a maiden and then didn't show much in a 90. So I'm not in the camp of that horse. Here we have Crown Garden, has won 3 races in a row against different lowered opposition, and might find it hard to make it 4 in a row in this class. So let's move over to race number 8, which is another classified stakes over 1200 meters, class D, elevated 70, where we have the betting as follows. Number 4, Dog Lealty, 9 to 2. Louis the 7th, 11 to 2. Number 9, Leading Fast, 6 to 1. Fantasy Flower, 8 to 1. Into the Fields at 10 to 1. Ramsey, 13 to 1. Diamonds and Dust, 13 to 1. And 18 to 1, and longer the rest. So in this race, I'm going to stick with the best weighted horse, which is number 9. And that is Leading Fast. Sean Terry, Lyle Hewitson, drawn 16, but being down the straight, not a problem. If you have a look, you'll see this horse has competed against some serious opposition in the past. Now a little bit down in class D70. Last time out was running on 23.5, fastest 400 to finish. And I think in this field can be a huge contender. My other outsider selections as follows is also number 13, Diamond Dust, who ran in a classified last time at 50 to 1, managed to run third behind Ramsey, and also waited to run a huge race in this race. Number 13, Diamond Dust, definitely not a horse to leave out. My other outsider selection is number 16, Fantasy Flower. Ryan Munger from 52. This horse has also, if you have a look here, 89, 86, 80, 80. And then there's also in this class last time out, never went on. But I think the 1200 meters will suit this horse a little bit. Has run 4 times for 1 win on this distance. And then another horse that you might want to include, I think, is soon going to run a huge race, and that's number 14, Big City Girl, who is also close in the ratings here, and that came up here to 1, beat Sundown Kid, running on strongly, and has been there and thereabouts 5-6 lengths behind, and that's always dangerous. I think last time out a little bit too far to 1500. Now back over 1200 meters, Grayling on board, and something to watch out. Capitina is a scratching. So that brings us to the end of my preview for the Vaal today. We will now move over to Fairview to do that preview there. I just want to quickly grease my throat. Now, if we look at Fairview tomorrow, a very nice card, I think. There are a couple of visiting trainers, which sometimes makes it a bit easier because coming from Cape Town, you do find that the horse normally has got a little bit stronger form than the locals, and you can then be, bankering them or just include them into whatever play you do. So here we kick off in the first race at 12:10 over the 1600 meters, a maiden plate for fillies and mares. Let's have a look at the betting. I apologize about that. That's the frustration sometimes that you have with Telkom. In one moment you've got access, the next moment you've got nothing. I think the best is let's just try this. I see sometimes this works better. So let us just try this. Sometimes I find that this side can't be reached. All right, guys, I'm just going to go on and give you my selections. I don't know what the problem is. You can just check the betting tomorrow for yourself. I really apologize about that, but we can't wait for that. So here in the first race, my first selection is number 3, which is Zetta Jones. Zetta Jones is from the Grant Cotson stable and has been running well in Cape Town. It's a Silvano by Tiger Rich Me, and has been running against some strong opposition. As you can see here, behind Perfect Princess, already 3 winners, 2 winners from Variety Breeze, 1 winner behind Duplicity. And with Luke Ferraris on board, I think Zetta Jones is going to be strong. Then we also have other Cape visitors for number 4 Song. Yeah, also ran a few reasonable races, but I do believe it's very well bred, but still has to bring the breeding to the track. Just keep in mind that this is 1600 meters, so number 4 can be a contender, as is number 2 Swazi Queen, which I did fancy last time out, but didn't run accordingly. But before that was beaten by Silver Maria, and Silver Maria has won again. Pink Tambourine has won again. Scented Mistress is running well, was placed yesterday again. So certainly Swazi Queen has also been running against nice opposition out of the mare Barberton Daisy, which I think the half-sister is currently running here in PE and has having won. I'm not sure if the half-sister or the full sister. It's with Gavin Smith and has won a couple of races. So certainly I think the first 3 places to be filled by those candidates. Then here I just want to move down to number 7, Let's Rock. Let's Rock is this horse where we have got a small share in. And guys, as I said before, we've got 3 horses with John Nell. And the one thing I want to say about John Nell is that his stable is very professional. If you have a look at his grooms, they're all well dressed. He is well dressed. And for me, that is important because that is what the image that you want to portray, to be professional and look professional. Now, I must be one must be realistic, and we always hope for a win. And this horse ran one of her best races last time out behind With Our Blessings. It was looking like she's going to win the race, and then With Our Blessings just finished, came from nowhere. But I'm sure she's ready to run a good race. But to be realistic, I think in this field today, it's going to be hard for beating the contenders from Cape Town. And also this horse from Cots and Sylvia Louise looks like a horse that can also win a few races, and it's going to win a few races. So I think certainly a tough field for her to win tomorrow, but definitely one to follow. Fortunately, it looks to us like all 3 our horses are currently in form, running seconds and thirds. And guys, you can still buy into this syndicate where we have 10% in 3 horses, and for just 2,500 and 500 in a month, you can also become a shareholder in this horse and also in this syndicate, and also become a part of the Racehorse Owners Club and have fun with us. But certainly, I think it's going to be tough tomorrow for that horse to perform. But maybe we can pick up a 4th or so. We'll be quite happy on that. Then we go to race number 2, which is a Pinnacle Stakes. I just want to see him, just want to try once more, see if the betting doesn't come up now. Maybe Telkom has now rebooted or restarted or whatever. Doesn't seem like that. So let's just move on to race number 2. Class B, average merit rate at 91 over 1,400 meters, where my first selection is number 1, Mamara C, which I think is everybody's selection. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to beat this horse, especially in a Pinnacle plate where he is handicapped to win quite handsomely. Number 1, Mamara C. There are number 2, Kimberly Star, I think, has run a couple behind him, and I think can improve to be involved. Is second in the handicap, so certainly not without a chance. But I think the serious runner that you have to include is number 4, Arctic Drift. This horse is no slouch. He ran behind Comedy Ding last time out, my bestie, has run against some useful opposition in Cape Town, and surely I think Arctic Drift can give Mamara C, a tough time. So certainly look out to include that in your bets. And we move on to race 3, which is a maiden plate over 2,400 meters. And here my first selection is number 1, Cash Robinson, Bass Robinson, Candace Bass Robinson, has got 3 runners in this race. And I think number 1, Charles Samalot, is the one with the best chance, although in the betting is not well in at the betting at the moment. I think it's 7-1, and it's such a pity that I now have to, battle. I really want to show you guys the betting, but it's as of this, I don't know what's happening now, why it is so really frustrating that you cannot access the betting. It just, I don't know what's going. Let me just quickly have a look here. Maybe I can quickly sort out this problem quickly. Come on. I don't want to waste too much time on this, but it really helps to show the betting, and I feel lost if I can't show you guys the betting. So I just want to try and see what the problem seems to be. Let me just disconnect. Come on. Okay, let's try again. Wow, it looks like we have a winner. We'll close that one down for now. All right, let's hope this is going to work now. Hallelujah. I do apologize profoundly. As they used to say, Houston, we have a problem. So we're having a problem here, but let's see if we can sort this out quickly. Here we go. All right, while we'll start from race 1 again. Zetta Jones 5-2, 28-10, Swazi Queen, 4-1 Song. So as you can see, the Free Durban or Western Cape horses all at the top. Shama 9-1, Farmy 10-1, Sylvia Louise 10-1, Let's Rock 10-1, Queen Louise 18-1, 25-1, and longer the rest. Race 2, hot favorite 11-10. Okay. Mama C, Arctic Drift 17-10, 11-2, The Highwayman, Kimberly Star 13-2, 14-1, Quinlay, and 18-1 for the last time. So here we have the race 3, number 5, the Mad Irish Sheriff 3-1, Vision of Fame 4-1, King of the Moment 9-2, Interspace 5-1, K-Bells 11-1, and that one that I fancy, number 1, 6-1, Show Wells Camelot 8-1, Show Billy Ann 22-10, and 16-1. So let's just go back there. Just want to mention, this is a son of Camelot. I see they haven't gelded it in because, I mean, surely if he was a champion, it would have been no sense to gelding him, but on what he's shown so far, surely it might be better to geld him and at least get something. But I like it. I like it for him, and I think that over the 2,400 today, tomorrow, this horse is going to be a huge runner. Outsider selection is number 3. Inner Space hasn't shown much. Also, Ideal World by Judd Me. Watch out over the 2,400 against some lesser opposition. And then number 6 is Cape Baiters, Certainly a horse that can place in this field. Ran on well, ran on nicely behind Super Noir, 24.4 fastest finish, but that was in the poly, now on the turf. But watch out for that one. And then here's the favorite, the Mad Irish Sheriff, already 19 years, 19 runs, a 4-year-old, has had his chances, hasn't gone over the distance, but yeah, can be anything, but certainly not a banker. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 4. It's a merit rated 68 handicap over 2,000 meters. Class D, average merit rated 66. Let's have a look at the betting here. The betting as follows: number 4, race 4, number 11. Winter's Awakening 28 to 10. Just Sonic 5 to 1. Take the World 6 to 1. Super Noir 13 to 2. Imperious Duke 13 to 2. Bold Strike 12 to 1. Gayloon 12 to 1. 12 to 1 City Dancer. And 16 to 1 and bet to the rest. So let's have a look at number 4, race 4, when I'm going to go down here to number 11, which is my first choice, Winter Awakening. Winter Awakening is now running in a D Division 66, but has run against some strong opposition before. So Flawless, Fine Boss, Marina, and Marina won yesterday in the, again. Green Light Girl, Mr. Archie, Rocket Girl, has run against some decent opposition, winning a maiden by 6.25 lengths. And I think Winter Awakening, a huge runner in this race. In my outsider selections is number 6, Just Sonic. Has been running well, had a good run after the maiden, and I think can also be involved in the finish again, as well as my other outsider selection, which is number 12, which is Imperious Duke. I really like the look of this horse, Marco van Rensburg, drawn 5, and has also been, it's an Gauteng, KwaZulu-Natal horse, has run second to Just Sonic, now running again, and then beat Global Canyon, and then wasn't too far behind in his races after the maiden, but just know that was on poly. Now tomorrow he's running on turf. But 12 Imperious Duke, my other selection. You can also have a look at number 4. Number 4 is Take the World. This horse won a nice race over 1,600 meters, took over easily, won well. Maybe can follow up on that one, Take the World. So then we move on to race number 5, which is a novice plate over 1,800 meters. Let's have a look at the betting here. Number 6, Follow the Star, 17 to 20. Kuning, 26 to 10. 3 to 1 in guard. Roman Reality, 12 to 1. Then there can only be one, 18 to 1, 20 to 1, and better the rest. Yeah, definitely here we have a huge runner in number 6. I think this horse is going to be barred to beat Follow the Stars. A Silvano by a Galileo May has been running against hugely better opposition. If you have a look here, this horse is now running in a D71. You will find that she run here in a D73 behind Elusive Fortune. Elusive Fortune has won a couple since, as well as the future. Mississippi Burning, Summer Pudding, 4 lengths behind Summer Pudding. Sing Out Loud, Kelpie. There you got Elusive Fortune when she won in the 91. And then last time out, Slow Behind Pink Tambourine, stayed on, Followed the Stars. A huge runner in this field, I would think, today. Then my other outsider selection is number 5, which is Roman Reality. Has also been running well in Gauteng, first time out GNPE, but I'm sure this horse will account himself well. Has also been running against some here and there a better opposition, but certainly can make his presence felt in this race. Then we move down to race number 6, which is a Fillies Mare 72 handicap over 1,200 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Number 7, Looks Like Magic, 3 to 1, Tripping the Stars, 92. Ballerina 6-1, Elusive Diva 13-2, Storyland 7-1, Red Berry 15-2, 10-1, Olivine, Blonde Vision 11-1, and 12-1 and better. Now here in this race, my first selection is number 3, which is Storyland. Now in this race we are running on a D66, but if you have a look, this horse has been running. This horse was deemed good enough to take to Gravel to run there in some future races, and he accounted him well behind Winter Story. It's only 5 lengths behind, and he is a couple of winners after that, from that race. And then I don't know what happened behind the race behind Fly My Flag, but since then has been there and thereabouts, and certainly down in class, and also getting the 2.5. I think number 3, Storyland here, a huge runner. Then my other outsider selections is number 1, Blonde Vision, coming from Joburg, has had not a too good run last time out behind the class, but I feel that this horse, over a little bit longer race, might be involved in the finish. Has also run against some stronger opposition here. The Running Brave, Give Me a Wave. Here's Eskimo Kisses, Sing for Nico. So maybe last time out just needed a run, so might be the better for it in this race. And then my other outsider selection is number 5, Elusive Diva. This horse hasn't won on the turf, but I do like the look of it with T Gold drawn 10. Definitely, I think can be involved in the finish. Number 5, Elusive Diva. And then number 7, Looks Like Magic, the favorite, has been running well behind also some decent opposition, Elusive Diva, Blue That Says, and I think Looks Like Magic can also be involved in the finish. Yeah, there is a 1.5 kilogram for a 1.25 beating, but that was on the poly. Now on the turf might be a different story. So let's move on to the 7th race, which is the future of race of the day. It's also always a race which attracted good horses. The ladies pendant over 1,200 meters. Now here in this race, let's have a look at the betting first. Number 1, World Raider, 18-10, 5, 15-4, Rolling the Hay. Queen of Quiet, 15-4, Joyful Nice. Ways 9-2, Karakoria, 10-1. Sailing Ship, 16-1, 20-1, and longer the rest. So here we have World Radar against 2 visitors from the Cape, and certainly this horse do look like a penalty kick, number 1, World Radar. But I just want to take you back to a few runs last year, this time. In this same race, this horse was also the hot favorite, and he ran 7 lengths behind Elusive Heart. Everybody was on this horse, including myself. I had some doubles, triples running a bit, and he disappointed. So please do not banker this horse or anything. It can disappoint. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is going to disappoint, but I say it can disappoint. But since then has beaten Elusive Heart and has got went to Cape Town to beat Third Runway. So certainly I think the form horse in this race. But the 2 horses coming from Cape Town is no donkeys. Number 5, Rolling the Hay, certainly a horse that can be involved in the finish, has run against some serious opposition. Celtic Sea is no donkey. If you put Celtic Sea in here, with respect to World Radar, guys, they will be unsaddling the horse, then the other horses will be coming past the winning post. So Rolling the Hay is running 105, 106, So certainly, I think a huge contender and will definitely go into my pick six. As number six, Queen of Quiet, also a horse that has run some nice races. I remember this race on the 25th of January last year when this horse got up to beat Bionage. For all purposes, it looks like Bionage did had the race, but this horse rallied and got up underline under a perfect ride from Richard Ferry, and certainly was beaten by World Radar carrying level weights. Now it is getting 2 kilograms from World Radar, which will bring her much closer. Was also running on that day, Queen of Quiet, and then ran third behind third runway. And I'm sure that number six, Queen of Quiet, also not without a prayer in this race. And for outsider selections, I did go with number five, number four, Carricoca, which surprised last time beating the stable companion. Certainly, maybe not in the same class, but definitely all hard. And I really got my respect, number four, Carioca, include in all your quartets. And then also down here, the bottom, number 10, Joyful Noise, a 3-year-old filly, still in the upgrade. Every time she runs her heart out. But yeah, maybe a little bit outclassed in this race, especially with the weight. But do follow, even if she gets beaten, she will win definitely more races. Already has run 8 races for 5 wins and 2 seconds and a fourth. Never been further than fourth. So number 10 included in your quartets. Then we move down to the last race, which is race 8. It's a fillies and mares, handicap 72 over 1,200 meters. Computer from class D, average minute rate at 68. And here the betting is as follows. Number 6, Shine a Light, 16 to 10. Remney, 5 to 1. Miss Honey, 7 to 1. Force a Crowd, 7 to 1. Quick Wit, 8 to 1. Paris Queen, 17 to 2. 9 to 1. And 29 to 1 a beer. 22 to 1 and better the rest. Now here in I'm going to go for Miss Honey. Now, if you have a look at this, is a D68. Miss Honey has been running against much stronger opposition, even in Cape Town. On her day, Miss Honey was placed in a grade 1 Alison Robinson's in her time. So certainly Miss Honey definitely in with some chances. Wasn't running up to form, but I think the last 2 races, especially against Joyful Noise and Apollo Eyes, she did show that she can improve. Last time out running in a 95, and as I just say, so both these 2 horses are running in a future. So I think number 1, Miss Honey, definitely in with a huge chance. Then number 4, Rimney, a Silvano, very well bred by via Delta by National Assembly, did win a maiden beating Our World. Unfortunately, Our World is still struggling, but I think in this class can be involved. But you might find that the distance might be a little bit short. But I'm sure number 4, Rimney, will be there when the photos are taken. And my other outsider selection is number 8, which is Forza Crowd, also a Cape Town horse, who also runs well, has run places often, is suited to the 1,200 meters. Look for riders on board. Grant Cotson will be looking for a very good day today. So definitely not to be left out. And then also have a look at number 6. Shine a Light is the favorite, one of the favorites. Did run well, but I think it's going to be a little bit outclassed by the aforementioned runners. An interesting thing, a horse to follow, is number 5, Quick Wit. Number 5, Quick Wit, won a maiden and then ran some good races as a juvenile, but then the wheels fell off and this horse has really lost form. Although last time out over the 1,800 meters looked like coming back to form, but now Duncan McKenzie is popping her over the 1,200 meters, putting Jason Gates on board, and that can be a serious move. So don't leave out of all of your calculations. So all in all, most probably it's good to put in the field here in the last leg. So that brings us to the end of a lengthy preview, and I hope that I could point you in the right direction, and as I always say, break a leg.